Okay, thank you. First of all, the first news is that Germany has a new government since last December. It's a new coalition. It's no longer the Angela Merkel coalition that you probably know very well. It's a new one under the lead of the Social Democrats, combined with the Greens and the Liberals. So what is really important for us, and which makes us as the German chapter a little bit proud as well, is that the new coalition fixed as a goal in their coalition agreement that Open BIM is one of their tasks and subjects of their activities when it comes to construction, building, and planning. So that is really good news for us. And of course, with this motivation, we start a new approach with our political communication towards the German government and as well to the federal state governments. This is a new aim for us now that the new government is established. When it comes to our chapter, of course, we are suffering a little bit from Corona, but are still optimistic depending on how that terrible war in the Ukraine is developing. We are afraid that there might be serious consequences on the economy as well in Germany, and especially the construction economy may be. So we are a little bit conservative when it comes to spending the money. We try to keep things together and to consolidate rather than to make big investments in our development. You can see here the graph. Of course, we reached the number of 400 enterprise corporate members. That's something that is really important for us because we claim for ourselves that we are an industry association representing especially corporate needs and interests. This is just a different look on our membership. Especially when it comes to the public sector, there's a big need and a job for us as the office of buildingSMART Germany to invest our energy, our resources, especially addressing the public sector, which is, as you can see, a bit underrepresented in our membership. And the same is on the side of owner and operator. We are developing pretty good, but there is a big need still because we want to push the BIM implementation in our industry from the owner and operator side. I will show you that when it comes to our working structure, where we want to establish more working groups addressing owners and operators. This is how our office looks like right now. Georg is still quite new in our team, despite, of course, you know him for quite a while at buildingSMART International. He is our new project manager since May 21 for the certification program, as well as for the regional groups. And really new, started in November last year, is Jürgen Winkler. He is a technical editor especially, and his job is it to develop our website towards a content marketing platform, because we think there is a big need that we address many more players on a quite on a more marketing level rather than on a technical level. So we are developing our website towards a magazine. First of all, an online magazine, but there are also plans that we sooner or later will publish a member and client magazine where we will spread more easy to read content rather than the technical stuff that is so far more in the foreground in our activities. So we want to switch a bit, not really switch a bit, but we want to add some new value by establishing this content marketing platform. BSD Plus means buildingSMART Germany, more than just an association. This is how our working structure looks like. I just want to point out the new topics. They are marked here in red, of course, starting on the left-hand side, where it is our infrastructure room. AR stands for working room, Arbeitsraum, Infrastruktur, infrastructure. So new topics are water management and energy industry. Both topics established from the owner and operator side of the chain of the industry chain. Sorry, my English is getting worse and worse. This is we had about 50 or some even 100 participants in our first roundtables. We start each and every new topic within a really open roundtable. We had there 50 to 100 participants. Now it is, of course, quite a hard job for us to make from interested parties, making them to members of buildingSMART Germany, so they are eligible to take part in our working groups. The same is on at the side of Arbeitsraum 4, working room 4. It's operation. The new topic is housing industry. I don't know what your experiences are in your chapters, but I can say the housing industry is within the building or construction industry the most conservative one. That's my experience. And so I'm very happy that we gained we gained 4 housing companies and planners, of course, software representatives, some guys, some companies from the supply chain, and the 4 housing companies that want to establish or want to work with us on a guideline. What benefits are there for the housing industry? It starts not on a technical level. It starts on a more a marketing level, actually addressing more representatives from the housing industry to join us to think about what are useful use cases, BIM use cases for the housing industry. So I'm very happy that we started that one, but it means a lot of work for us to keep such an initiative running. On the right-hand side, more the technical topics. Of course, we are establishing, or we are offering our members to join us to publish more and more use cases. I think we've published 6 so far in German, and there are 15 or some 20 in the pipeline. And one good news is that the German Ministry for Transportation and Digitalization, they agreed that we can use and publish their use cases that were just published a couple of months ago in an official document from the German ministry to publish it as in our use case management. So this is quite a good sign to the industry in Germany that the ministry is joining the use case management. A new personality, Professor Jakob Beetz, you know him, or most of you will probably know him because he's engaged for quite some time, especially when he was in the Netherlands. But he is joining us as the leader of the working room data exchange. So I think he's taking quite an important role now that it comes to topics such as rule-based quality check control of models, for example. And new one, I think I told you exactly 1 year ago when that initiative started, and I'm sorry that I couldn't deliver or provide more information so far, but we have a document now that we will hand over to BSI, to Mark Baldwin and the PCERT committee and steering committee, because we want to suggest to start a program, maybe a foundation advanced program, especially for the infrastructure industry, especially when it comes to IFC 4.3. We should take that occasion to establish something for the infrastructure as well, because foundation and practitioners so far are pretty much fixed on building, high-rise building, and not so much on infrastructure. So there's a big need, especially in Germany, and I think in Austria and maybe Switzerland as well. So we are discussing with our colleagues in Austria and in Switzerland how to promote a program for infrastructure as well. So I'll come to the end, just an outlook. We have a publishing house for since May 2020, when Corona started. We started a publishing house. Actually, it's not really a business. It's some sort of marketing for us. First of all, there is the series of publication issuing or publishing the results from our working groups. That is the main task, but as you can see, it is much easier, and it is for us much more successful publishing smaller pocket books called BIM Basics. You can see all the topics here, and the new format that we established last year is a white paper. You know what a white paper is, so we use the same title or the same format for our working groups, publishing their plans, their outlook, what they want to reach within a working group, instead of waiting 2 years, 3 years even for a issue of the series publication. We want to promote a topic much earlier. When a group started, they are we want to motivate them to publish their white paper from the very beginning. So that is a new format, white paper. This is how our regional groups develop pretty good. Some of them need a restart because with every personal change, there might be a bit a slowdown of the energy of the initiative. But we are glad that sooner or later there will be 15, and I think that is quite a status that we can be proud of, and we should consolidate. So our main aim is in this year definitely to consolidate rather than to push more development. Our German award is in the next round, the BIM Champions 2020. They will be awarded in May when it comes to our big spring event called the BIM User Day in Dresden. We had some 50 participants, and we are now in the phase where our jury is discussing the real champions in these 6 different categories. So, and from here on, please, Georg, take over when it comes to the PCERT program in Germany.
Okay. Thank you, Gunther. Thank you, Aidan, for the invitation. Gunther, but there was one question in the chat you might answer. It concerns a project group. If you could answer that before I start.
Yeah. Hi, Nick. Hi. Hi. It is well when it comes to automatic approval or an approval process, we need the codex, the code where we can check my English, I'm so sorry. It's transferring the rules that are written in letters and published on paper, transferring them with the help of IT experts such as Professor König from Bochum, for example, and under the guidance of the city of Hamburg, transferring them in machine-readable code, so you can make your checks automatically or by machines, by software programs. That is what is behind that acronym that I published there.
Could someone make the connection? So, because I'd like to learn more about that. Thank you.
Of course. Yep. Glad.
Okay. Thanks. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep. That's cool. All right. Yes, Gunther already said that I'm involved with this program far longer than I'm employed by buildingSMART Germany, and that maybe is the chance to give you a 360-degree insight on the certification program and the development of the certification program, because first I got into contact with the program as being employed with a training provider in Germany, thinking about further offers on training for the field of building information modeling. And this is how I got in contact with it. And then, as been said, worked for buildingSMART International on the qualification platform, and then joined buildingSMART Germany as being like the project manager for further education and regional groups here in Germany. So what are the lessons learned, and what are the main points that made the program very successful? It will be the content of the next 10 minutes. The best and the most important thing that the whole program is fixed within the BSI framework. I have to stress that again and again, because that gives us the credibility in the market that like this is not just a little organization, a little in German terms. Gunther showed you the numbers. We have about 700 members, which is very small for a German institution. And so far, we, as buildingSMART Germany, would not be successful if we wouldn't be like, tied into the framework of buildingSMART International with that program. But that's not the only thing, but it always helps like to reference people to the website of education.buildingsmart.org and saying, okay, we are not just a national player, we are an international player. And this is one of the first things that makes the program successful in Germany. It makes what are the pure figures? The pure figures is that we were the first chapter to introduce the program. This is basically a first mover advantage. And to say it here in that group, and don't put it in the wrong basket. It is also that we had the chance with being from the first day of development part of the program, that the German chapter could always have also like the needs of the German industry in mind when participating in creating the program and developing the program. So what is actually the state of the program at the moment? We have in Germany and Austria 50 listed course providers and more than 500 persons attending the program. In the international level, you see now 13 countries have adopted the program and 12 languages. The important thing you see also here that it's not just the ISO 19650, but also the German guideline, the 2552 8.1, that I will refer later on again. That is one of the success stories that we do this in cooperation. Everything else you know, it's the program has its merits, and it has its requirements saying how much teaching units it's consisting, and it is open BIM focused on all aspects of BIM, and that it has got a knowledge-based online examination. This is everything you know, but as we said, like we have the most people attending. And then the next slide, I will explain what, from our point of view, were reasons for that success in the German market. As you can see, we had a steep rise of people taking the exam up until the end of 2020. And then we have a stable output of about 500 people each quarter doing the exam. This is something on the life cycle view that we need to appreciate in the good way and the bad way as well, because you can say, okay, we are on a plateau, and what would make the program more successful? What would get more people industry taking on the program? That is for one thing, marketing, and it is also given those people that have attended the foundation level program a perspective. So what are the lessons learned? The biggest lesson, well, from my point of view, is partnerships. Partnerships, partnerships, partnerships. Establishing partnerships right from the beginning of the program. That, like in Germany, we have a big, a very structured market of training institutions. And we said, buildingSMART is offering that program to all kind of training institutions. We have universities, we have corporate academies, we have software vendors which have their training programs. And we have in Germany big training players. And if you go on the list, you can either do that on the registry. Sorry for that. You can either do that on the registry. You see a big list. It's more than 40 players, and you see all of them coming from one of those areas. They all said, okay, we do have our own certificates, but the common sense is that if we want to make BIM a success, people need to talk the same language. People need to use the same processes, and therefore they all joined. And beside their own certificates, they give out the buildingSMART international certificates. And this was like from the beginning, like one of the key success points for the program. The other key success point was getting involved with national certification partner, get involved with big professional associations as the VDI, which is has got its logo on the certificate as well. The German, what's the VDI? If there's an official translation, I don't know. It's the Association of German Engineers. It's not printed on here. And these are also a pre-norming institution. They give out the guidelines. That guidelines I referred, the guidelines 2552, and there is now 3 guidelines on education and qualification, 8.1, 8.3, and 8.2 and 8.3. And what you can see is something that is unique in the German market, that the VDI joined with us, basically, buildingSMART, to give out this guideline. So this guideline is not just a guideline of the VDI, it's also a guideline issued by buildingSMART. This gives us the credibility to work in that field of pre-norming, even like for the local market. And Gunther, you said yesterday a number. How many members has the VDI? It's 100,000 or
120?
120,000 compared with the 600 of us. They have a big outreach if they publish the program on their website and in their newsletter. So it's much bigger than ours. And
well, we just have to be aware that are personal individuals, 120 individuals. So when it comes to Mercedes-Benz or Siemens and Deutsche Bahn, we have many people in the background as well. So,
okay, right. But I have also, like, you see all the green things that I think went very well, but there are other aspects that are still challenges to us, and it's still the challenge to get the chambers of engineers and get the chambers of architects, which are very strong professional bodies in Germany, involved. They are hesitating at the moment, but we're working with them. We trying to map their programs with our programs and offer them a good, like an access to our program with listing criteria that anticipate their professional position in the German market, because they have a certain role to play to offer education, to offer further education for their members, and therefore we have not as tight quality assurance rules, because they are bound to the quality assurance by the state already. So we accept if they are bound by the state, we don't need to put a very strong quality assurance rules towards them on top of that. So chambers of engineers and architects and their academies, this is still a challenge to approach them. If we reach them, we would get much more people involved as well. Marketing communication is another aspect, and that I want to stress here that we, in our communication strategy, say BS Germany offers quality assurance on behalf of buildingSMART International. That's a very big point I made already. BS Germany does not offer its own trainings in Germany. That gets its credibility because we are not competitors to any of the training organization. We're just offering the certification. And what we do on our website, on social media and portals, and Gunther stressed our new development, BSD Plus, which gives the training providers a good way to reach the market through our channels. We just offer them this participation at just very low or no cost, so they can participate. And the thing is, on our marketing communication, we concentrate on B2B marketing and political communication. So the customer itself, like the architect, the engineer, the construction worker that do take courses, they take courses with the training providers. And the training provider, they do know their respective markets the best. We don't know the respective markets for what do you have to put in a marketing campaign for reaching architects, but the chambers know it and the training providers know it. And so this is the big thing that we like saying, what stands buildingSMART Germany for, and what does the industry, like the training industry, stands for. So that gives us credibility, that gives us also the independence to develop further programs, not concentrated on the market structure, because we say, like, finally we only can offer certification on, but the training needs to be done by the training providers. Most important of all is also now Corona slows down and we start with trade fairs, congresses, regional group events, paper flyers, presentation, personnel discussions are most valuable in getting people involved in a training program. What we didn't reach, and this is the challenge for the upcoming time in Germany, this is also something the people that took part in the trainings and got the certificates, is how to make this certificate or any upcoming certificate a prerequisite for public tenders. So this is something that is not achieved yet, but maybe that's something in the future. And what we expect, if that is coming to the market, that there are prerequisites for public tenders and our certificate would be one of the certificates accepted, then that would be a great leap forward. And then I expect not only have 500 people taking part per quarter, but more, say, I don't know, double it. So, but I will see. We will see if it is becoming a part of it. We can report that group as well. And here I have a couple.
Georg, I don't know how many more slides you have. We're kind of out of time at the moment. Do you have...
No problem. I just gave you just one more slide here, the last one. This is basically offering future perspective to 5,000 certificate holders that, as you probably know, Germany and Austria are at the moment preparing the first offers beside COBE for the professional practitioner level in coordination and management. And this is something we offer the market from July on. Okay, thanks a lot and for your time. And yeah, if there are any questions, just don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you, and sorry for hurrying you at the end there.